What if just 10 minutes a day could change your life forever? That's a pretty bold claim, but stick with me and I'll show you how it's possible. You see, most of us are so caught up in our daily routines we barely have time to breathe, let alone think about what we want to achieve. We're like ships sailing through stormy waters, without a clear direction or anchor to hold on to. But what if you could find a way to anchor yourself, to get clear on what you want and make progress towards your goals, all in just a few minutes a day? Now, I know what you're thinking. How can just 10 minutes a day possibly make a difference? But the truth is, it's not about the amount of time. It's about what you do with it. You see, when you take a few minutes each day to reflect on your life, your goals, and your progress, you start to gain clarity. You begin to see what's working, what's not, and what you need to change. It's like taking a step back from a puzzle, and suddenly the pieces start to fall into place. You get a sense of direction, of purpose, and that's when the magic happens. So, what exactly is reflection, and how does it work? Well, reflection is simply the process of thinking about your experiences, your thoughts, and your feelings. It's like looking in a mirror, but instead of just seeing your physical self, you're seeing your inner self. You're examining your strengths, your weaknesses, your motivations, and your desires. And when you do this regularly, you start to develop a deeper understanding of yourself and what you want to achieve. You start to set goals that are meaningful, that are aligned with your values, and that excite you. Now, setting goals is one thing, but reviewing them regularly is just as important. It's like checking your map to make sure you're on the right path. You need to track your progress, celebrate your successes, and learn from your failures. This is where most people go wrong. They set goals, but they don't review them regularly. So they lose momentum and eventually give up. But when you take the time to review your goals, you stay focused, you stay motivated, and you start to make real progress. And that's what we're going to explore next, how to set and review goals that will help you achieve your dreams and live the life you truly desire. So let's dive into the process of reviewing your goals. It's not just about checking a box or saying, "Oh yeah, I'm on track." It's about being honest with yourself and figuring out what's working and what's not. You see, when you set a goal, you're making a plan. But life has a way of throwing curveballs, and things don't always go as planned. So, it's essential to regularly review your goals and make adjustments as needed. This is where reflection comes in, taking the time to think about what you've accomplished, what you've learned, and what you could improve on. It's like taking a step back and looking at the big picture to see if you're still on the right path. Now, when reviewing your goals, it's crucial to be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if you've missed a step or two or three. Remember, it's a process, and it's okay to make mistakes. The key is to learn from those mistakes and use them as an opportunity to grow. Ask yourself, what did I do well? What could I improve on? And what can I do differently next time? This is where you can start to make adjustments, to get back on track, or to change your approach altogether. It's like navigating a map. You might take a wrong turn, but you can always get back on course as long as you're willing to make the necessary adjustments. One of the most important things to keep in mind when reviewing your goals is to focus on progress, not perfection. It's easy to get caught up in trying to be perfect, but the truth is, nobody is perfect, and it's the progress that matters. So, instead of beating yourself up over what's not working, focus on what is working and build on that. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem, because those small wins can add up and give you the momentum you need to keep moving forward. And don't forget, goal review is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. It's something you should be doing regularly to stay on track and to make sure you're still headed in the right direction. As you review your goals, you might start to notice patterns or areas where you're struggling, and that's okay. It's all part of the process, and it's an opportunity to learn and grow. You might realize that you need to make some changes to your goals or to your approach, and that's okay too. The key is to be flexible and to be willing to make adjustments as needed. It's like being on a journey. You might take a detour, but you can always get back on track as long as you're willing to be flexible and adapt to the changing circumstances. And that's what we'll explore next, how to make those adjustments and how to stay on track even when life gets in the way. So, let's dive into the process of reflection and goal review and how it can help you make those adjustments and stay on track. Reflection is basically just taking the time to think about what's working and what's not, and being honest with yourself about what you want to achieve. It's like taking a step back and looking at the big picture to see if you're still headed in the right direction. And goal review is just checking in on the progress you've made and making any necessary adjustments to your plan. Now, a lot of people might think that reflection and goal review are the same thing, but they're actually two separate steps. Reflection is more about looking back and thinking about what you've learned and what you could do differently next time. Goal review, on the other hand, is more about looking forward and thinking about what you want to achieve and how you're going to get there. And both of these steps are important because they help you stay focused and motivated, and they help you make progress towards your goals. One way to think about reflection and goal review is to use the concept of feedback loops. A feedback loop is just a fancy way of saying that you're getting information and using it to make adjustments, and then getting more information and making more adjustments, and so on. It's like a continuous cycle of learning and growing and improving. And the key to making it work is to be honest with yourself and to be willing to make changes as needed. Another important thing to keep in mind is that reflection and goal review shouldn't just be something you do occasionally. It should be a regular part of your routine. Whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, it's up to you, but the key is to make it a habit so that you can stay on track and make progress towards your goals. And don't worry if you don't see immediate results, because the process of reflection and goal review is more about the long term than the short term. So, to sum it all up, reflection and goal review are two powerful tools that can help you achieve your goals and make progress towards the life you want. They're not rocket science, but they do take some effort and commitment to make them work. And if you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve some amazing things. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more about how to set effective goals and create a plan to achieve them, be sure to check out our next video where we'll be diving into the topic of goal setting and providing you with some practical tips and strategies to help you get started.